Part 51. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 502. 3 days passed quickly. In these 3 days, the Dafa star realm was shaken. The sect leader of Fusion sect has announced that he will be canonized as the sect leader's successor today. At the same time, the successor of the sect leader, the peerless lucky star Xuanhuan, will take the initiative to destroy the Great Ruins realm. The world is watching. Almost all the forces in the entire Dafa star realm sent their strongest people to witness. Today, all the heroes gathered in the Fusion sect's main hall. All are waiting. And at this moment, in a hut, Xuanhuan is like a wooden chicken. Everyone was dumbfounded for 3 days and 3 nights. Ever since I heard the sect leader speak, said that he was about to destroy the Great Ruins realm. He was going crazy. Is there something wrong? Is this forcing yourself to kill someone? At that moment, he was sure that the sect leader was insane, absolutely insane. He almost wanted to run away, and moreover, he took action. However, the area around his residence has been protected to the highest standards in the sect, and there are experts everywhere. This made Xuanhuan really want to cry. For 3 days, he did not eat or drink, had no appetite, and was always in a state of grief and anger. 2 lines of tears slipped from his face. The door was opened, and Elder Xuanhuan had walked in, his face full of enthusiasm, and he said, Fuxing, everyone is waiting for you. Let's go. Xuanhuan looked at him stupidly and said, Can I not go? I don't want to be the heir to the clan leader anymore, please let me go. His words were filled with tears. Hearing this, Xuanhuan waved his hand and said, I know that this incident is too surprising for you to accept for a while. It doesn't matter. You will get used to it in the future. You are destined to become a proud person in the world. In his opinion, this young man was overwhelmed by the surprise. Normal. Xuanhuan looked sad and angry, but he couldn't help himself at this moment, so he had to leave with Xuanhuan. Not long after, the 2 of them arrived in front of the main hall. In front of the main hall, a magic circle has been built. On the magic circle, there was a jade box. This person's name is Xuanhuan. Bai Songming stood up, faced the heroes, spoke impassionedly, and said, in the battle of the Great Ruins realm, he swept through thousands of armies, entering and exiting 7 times. He was invincible and killed the enemy troops to the point of being frightened by the news. No one among the 10,000 armies was able to defeat him. In the end, when the defeat appeared, he stood out from the encirclement and no one in the Great Ruins realm dared to chase him. When he returned, Xuanhuan was covered in blood and scarred. He has not recovered until today. Everyone, Xuanhuan wanted to die on the battlefield, but he had to come back because he shoulders the mission of reviving the Dafa star realm. He is our unparalleled lucky star. After hearing his sincere speech, everyone's eyes fell on Xuanhuan. At this moment, everyone was affected by Bai Songming's words. Many people looked at Xuanhuan with red eyes, admiration and gratitude on their faces. Hero. The unparalleled lucky star, was born in blood and fire. He is the hero of our Dafa star realm. Many people shouted loudly. Everyone was touched. And Xuanhuan was stunned when he heard this flood of praise. He looked at Bai Songming, stunned for a while. Sect Master, you really can brag. 7 in and 7 out. Invincible. He almost believed it himself. Xuanhuan, the unparalleled lucky star. Bai Songming spoke loudly and said. And, just a few days ago, the gods gave a treasure. The most precious treasure is on the stage, in the jade box. Today, the peerless lucky star, Xuanhuan, will hold this object to avenge the dead, destroy the Great Ruins realm, and make the Great Fortune Star realm the center of the star wheel. With that said, he sent a message to Xuanhuan. Get up on this stage and open the jade box. The magic circle has been constructed. All you need to do is hold the divine thorn in your hand. The power contained in it will be driven by the magic circle towards the Great Ruins realm. Bai Songming was also extremely nervous. For him, it's a gamble. Xuanhuan was under great pressure at this moment. Oh shit. He was extremely reluctant. But now, it seems that he has no way out. He had no choice but to step onto the stage step by step. He picked up the jade box and saw a thorn in it, feeling extremely worried. In the center of the array, a light curtain appeared in front of him. Within that light curtain was the Degzu star realm. All he needs to do is hold this divine thorn in his hand and shoot towards the Great Ruins realm. Very simple. Excellent lucky star, hurry up. Hurry up. Hero, take action, make a great contribution today. Under the stage, the sound was like a tide. Aowu opened the jade box with trembling hands. Then he picked up the thorn. At this moment, the entire audience fell silent, staring at him. Bai Songming's heart was about to jump out of his throat. Somewhere in the darkness, there is a powerful man from the mysterious demon clan, who is also watching. Holding this thorn in his hand, Xuanhuan felt like he was holding a nail made of divine gold, extremely sharp. But, other than that, he felt nothing else. He was sweating coldly. Under the huge pressure, he tremblingly held the thorn and stabbed it into the Great Ruins realm in the light curtain. As the thorn in his hand gradually stabbed out, at this moment, this corner of the universe was filled with stars. Some kind of mysterious and ominous power soared into the sky from the Defu star realm, and then arrived in an instant like traveling through a black hole, almost reaching the outside of the Degzu realm. At this moment, the Great Ruins realm. The common people feel it. A certain aura of death seems to be approaching this star. Eastern Wasteland, the Wood Spirit Dynasty. What kind of energy is this? It seems to be coming from outside the territory. Mu Wonking was surprised and said. Weird spirit? Is there a strange spirit appearing in the starry sky? She once followed Xiling and Yungzi into the depths of the god burial wasteland. When she found the original divine grape, a strange spirit appeared. That kind of smell is exactly the same as now. She was horrified. Now. In a small mountain village. Come on, let's get started. Li Fan opened his mouth with a smile and brought up a pot of cooked chicken. The big rooster given by the second uncle was finally slaughtered today. The aroma of chicken soup is so fragrant that a group of disciples can't stand it any longer. The main thing is that everyone is greedy after not eating meat for a long time. But, at this moment, the big black dog's ears suddenly stood up, and it suddenly raised its eyes and looked towards the sky. The big black dog clearly saw a faint grey mist passing through the void and approaching the Great Ruins realm. Woof, woof woof. Suddenly, the big black dog stood up suddenly and ran outside. Why is Dehei out? Dear Virtue, go and have a look. Everyone was confused. Running out during lunch was not Dehei's style. Wu Dade also put down his job and cursed. Damn dog, where are you going? He gave chase. It wasn't until they left the small mountain village that the big black dog finally stopped. Damn dog, are you crazy? Wu Dade spoke. However, the big black dog raised his paw, and an extraterrestrial scene suddenly appeared in front of Wu Dade. A wisp of grey mist floated. Holy crap, this thing is a weird spirit. Wu Dade was shocked. Quick, look at the crystal. The big black dog spoke anxiously. Wu Dade hurriedly took out the crystal piece given by Li Fan. At this moment, the crystal piece is already glowing. Wu Dade was immediately shocked. This grey mist is related to rare plants. It's that familiar scent, I feel it, yes, yes. The big black dog barked, suddenly turned around, looked at Wu Dade, and said, "Human pet, your baby has appeared." When Wu Dade heard this, he immediately became excited. "Baby? Could it be that it is my own rare plant?" He thought of how senior sister Xiling, a primitive divine grape, was going to defy the heavens. "Is it finally your turn? However, this gray mist is troublesome. If it falls into this world, the people in this world will probably die." The big black dog then spoke. Wu Dade also tightened his expression. He still had a fresh memory of the strange spirit. "I'm going to call Master." He spoke immediately. "No. That weird gray mist has retreated." At this time, the big black dog suddenly spoke again. "In the cold and silent void, the gray mist is actually retreating." At this moment, in the Defu star realm, Fuxian sect. Ao Wushuan's hand was withdrawing. "Nah, I quit." He suddenly took back the thorn and threw it back into the jade box. He turned back, looked at everyone, and said, "What a love. I, Ao Wushuan, don't want to do this anymore. If you can, hack me to death." He was willing to risk everything. Damn it, he would rather be hacked to death than provoke that small mountain village. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 503. Why did this weird spirit come back? Wu Dade was puzzled and said, "Is it possible that you have become a spirit and know that Master is here?" But the big black dog's eyes were shining, and his gaze seemed to have traveled across the galaxy of the universe, and finally, it locked on a star. Great Fortune Star Realm. It comes from that star. Someone should have pushed this aura here, but he gave up. The big black dog spoke, turned around immediately, and said, "Wow, this emperor is going back to chewing bones." It raised its tail and trotted back. "Damn dog, you, wait for me." Wu Dade also hurriedly followed, but it was too late, and the chicken was already eaten. Back in the small courtyard, everyone was already eating meat. You and I were all scrambling to eat one piece at a time. After all, there are quite a lot of people in the small courtyard, but a big rooster is still not enough to eat. "Let's go out to the mountains tomorrow to see if there is any game." Li Fan felt that this would not work anymore. "By the way, Master, I found traces of rare plants." Soon, everyone finished eating, and Wu Dade spoke. Hearing this, Li Fan was suddenly surprised. Rare plants? He was slightly happy. Now, he found 6 rare animals and 4 rare things. We are getting closer and closer to completing the mission. At that time, I will be able to take another step on the path of cultivation. It's all thanks to this useless system. It's been almost a year or two and I'm still at the first level of Qi training. How miserable. It's embarrassing to tell anyone. However, fortunately, Li Fan has almost calmed down when it comes to cultivation, and his mentality is still okay. It doesn't matter if it's slower, it's good to have hope. Well, it would be better if I could learn to fly early. This is Li Fan's biggest dream in his life. Master, tomorrow I will take the big black dog on a trip to find rare plants. Wu Dade then spoke. He is full of expectations. What will his own rare plant be? Li Fan nodded and said, "Good." At this time, Yun 11 had already stood up and said, "Li Fan, let's do some humming." Now, she likes humming even more. Li Fan smiled and said, "Okay, let's do it. It's okay to eat. Now." Great Fortune Star Realm. Ao Wushuan gritted his teeth and looked at everyone present with determination. Whatever, give it your all." Thinking of that evil little mountain village and those evil people, he felt panicked. From the underworld to the human world, those who have provoked that small mountain village, are all cold. It doesn't matter whether he is the heir to the head of the Fusion sect or whether he is a lucky star or something, as long as he is not cold. And when everyone looked at Xuanhuan, they were all stunned. Why didn't he take action? Hero, what's wrong with you? What happened? Everyone is extremely puzzled. Didn't we agree that we would avenge the dead people and destroy the Great Ruins realm? Why did you stop? Xuanhuan, do it? Bai Songming shouted angrily and said. You obviously only need to stab the Great Ruins realm to destroy it, why don't you do it? The great plan was about to come true, and he would never allow his efforts to fall short. Hearing this, Xuanhuan said directly. Come on, you go ahead, I'm young, I can't control it. The more he thought about it, the angrier he became. This old guy was crazy. He kept trying to kill himself. You traitor! Bai Songming cursed angrily, rushed towards the stage, picked up the jade box, and picked up the thorn from it. If you don't do it, I'll do it myself. Since Xuanhuan can hold on to this thorn of disaster for a long time, he believes that he can too. After all, if you can become the head of Fusion sect, you are also a person of great luck. Xuanhuan? It's just a mascot he introduced. His luck must be deeper than Xuanhuan's. He held the thorn and wanted to thrust it forward. But, at this moment, he suddenly felt his hands stiffen. Looking down, I saw a hint of grey mist, wandering up the arm. Wherever the grey mist passed, his arm suddenly became alienated, covered with grey stone spots, and devoid of any vitality. What the hell is this? He looked horrified and hurriedly threw the thorn back into the jade box. However, the wisp of grey mist did not stop and spread along his arms. Ah! Bai Songming let out a shrill scream, and his whole body was twisted. Xuanhuan, save me, save me. He shouted towards Xuanhuan, almost begging. He was filled with fear and regret. Why was Xuanhuan able to handle the thorn easily and not be hurt at all? Did you get into trouble yourself? Could it be that my luck is not as good as Xuanhuan's? How can this be? However, Xuanhuan panicked when he saw it. Damn, is this thorn so evil? This is not a divine thorn, this is a demon thorn. I actually held this thorn and played with it for so long. At this moment, all he wanted to do was kick this old guy to death. He was so inhuman and a rip-off. He turned around and ran away, not daring to approach Bai Songming at all. Metropolitan Sect Master, are you okay? Everyone in the Fusion sect shouted and hurried over to help Bai Songming up. However, the next moment, Bai Songming did suddenly take action towards them. Bang bang bang. The people around him flew out instantly, vomiting blood and being seriously injured. Everyone was even more shocked. What happened? Bai Songming actually took action against the people of Fusion sect? Everyone looked and saw Bai Songming standing up. His face was grey, covered with grey groupers, and his skin was like stone skin. His eyes were so cold, as if he had no human emotions, with an aura of death and monsters. He walked down the steps step by step with strange steps, and then he killed anyone he saw. No. Sect leader Bai, are you crazy? I'm an old acquaintance, why did you kill me? There was a huge uproar and many people died. Even if he is a master, he is defenseless in front of Bai Songming at this moment. Moreover, those who died soon underwent strange changes. Like Bai Songming, their bodies were covered with stone spots, their skin seemed to be petrified, and they were filled with a strange and deadly aura. They stood up and attacked the people around them. What's going on? Resurrection from the dead. They are no longer human, run away. For a moment, everyone in the venue shouted and was extremely frightened. He has been hit by a disaster and will die if he touches it. At this moment, a loud voice sounded, and a godlike shadow fell from the sky. It was a middle-aged man. His eyes did not seem to be similar to those of humans, and there were two slightly bulging bulges on his forehead. The breath is very powerful. This person is clearly the master of the dragon demon clan Long Zhentu. He has been waiting here until now, and finally appeared. I am a god. Only the blood of the peerless Lucky Star can suppress this evil power. He spoke directly. As he spoke, his eyes fell directly on Ao Wushuan, who had already escaped from the crowd. Ao Wushuan had already escaped from the crowd and was about to run away. When he heard the words coming from behind him, he became even more nervous and ran away. However, a big golden hand fell, and in an instant, he was back on the field. I am not a lucky star, I really am not a lucky star. Ao Wushuan cried sadly. No, you are. But the man's eyes were burning. He grabbed Ao Wushuan's hand, and then swiped the dagger across Ao Wu's hands. I wipe, you cut my blood. Ao Wushuan shouted. The man waved his hand, and a little blood from Ao Wushuan immediately sputtered towards Bai Songming and other people. At this moment, when they saw the blood spilled, Bai Songming and others, who had just blocked the killing god and the Buddha, suddenly fell down. Wisps of grey mist floated out from their bodies, fell towards the jade box, and returned to the thorn of disaster. The middle-aged man raised his hand and immediately covered the jade box. There was silence. Everyone was shocked when they saw this scene. Ao Wushuan was also dumbfounded. What is going on? Is my own blood so useful? Come with me. At this time, the middle-aged man spoke and waved his hand, and the jade box containing the thorn of disaster fell into his hands. At the same time, he grabbed Ao Wushuan and turned into a rainbow light and left. Everyone else looked at each other in shock. The next day, in a small mountain village, everyone has gotten up and had breakfast. Master, I'm looking for rare plants. Wu Dade spoke directly and took the dog to leave. Li Fan nodded and said, Be safe. As he spoke, he paused for a moment, then suddenly looked at Qing Chen, who was sitting on the side and dozing off, and said, Qing Chen, how about you go with the great master? Qing Chen, I've been a little lazy recently, and I often fall asleep. It's time to let him go out and move. Qing Chen was in the realm of enlightenment at the moment. When he heard the master's call, he woke up immediately, stood up, and said, Yes, master. As he said that, he was also a little happy. Ever since he broke through to become a god a few days ago, Qing Chen was moved when he saw that Wu Dade actually completed the first turn of the 9 turns golden body. After all, that is the legendary Supreme Buddhist secret technique. Along the way, it is also a good time for junior brother Dade to share. Wu Dade said. Okay, senior brother Qing Chen, let's go together. The two immediately left with the big black dog. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 504. Great Fortune Star Realm. In the land of the Dragon Demon Clan. Everyone is looking forward to it. They have already sent people to Fusion Sect to keep an eye on him. All waiting for the final result. Good news. Suddenly, Lu Kaling smiled slightly and said, That Ao Wushuan is indeed an unparalleled lucky star. Now, Senior Zhentu has brought him back. She has used the magical power of the six-eared macaque clan to know everything that happened in the Fusion sect. Hearing this, everyone in the venue was overjoyed. Have you really found a lucky star? Very good. Not long after, a voice sounded outside the hall. Lord Long Zhentu is back. Hearing this, everyone in the venue stood up excitedly and immediately came out to greet him. I saw that Long Zhentu had returned, and behind him, a middle-aged man was tied with a rope. The middle-aged man was clearly Xuanhuan. At this moment, he burst into grief and said, "I'm really not a lucky star. You got the wrong person. Do not be like this." Seeing the people around him, his legs went weak. "Damn, it's so scary, they're all monsters. Is it said that the great fortune star realm is a star realm favored by gods? This is clearly a demon world. These big demons are not going to eat me." Long Gento stepped forward, took out the jade box, and said, "Reporting to the two ancestors, this person holds the indestructible thorn of disaster, and his blood can indeed expel that weird grey mist. He is the unparalleled lucky star in the legend and records. Great joy to all. I really found the unparalleled lucky star. Our clan will be prosperous, and the power of the demons in the demon refining lake is nothing to be afraid of. Haha, God helps my family, God helps my family." They shouted with joy. "Take this unparalleled lucky star down and serve him with good wine and meat. From today on, all the treasures in the clan will be given to him to eat and use." Long Pantheon stared at Xuanhuan, his eyes glowing green, as if he were looking at a piece of fat, and said quietly, "I have raised this little guy until he is white and fat, and he is not allowed to lose even an ounce of meat." Seeing this, Xuanhuan's whole body was trembling, and his scalp was numb. What does this mean? Are you raising yourself like a pig?" "No." However, he had no room to resist and was taken directly down. "The most important peerless lucky star has been found. Immediately set up a formation around the demon refining lake, and prepare to use the blood of the peerless lucky star to suppress the evil power." Long Pangyun shouted loudly. Immediately, the entire dragon monster clan started to move. Two seniors. At this time, Lu Kaling opened her mouth and said, "Now that the peerless lucky star has been found, can you give it to me, the ancestral demon stone token?" Her eyes were very solemn. As a princess of the six-eared macaque clan, during the war between demons and gods, the vitality of the six-eared macaque clan was severely damaged, and a person who was very important to her was suppressed by the Sanskrit at the foot of the Five Elements mountain. Only by finding the ancestral demon stone token can we possibly rescue that person. Therefore, in these years, she has traveled around the universe and visited all the major demon clans, just to find the stone order. Hearing this, Long Pantheon and Long Pangyun looked at each other. There was a hint of reluctance in both of their eyes. "Princess Lu, please wait a moment. When the formation is activated, I will give you the stone order. How about it?" Long Pantheon spoke. Hearing this, Lu Kaling's eyes moved slightly and said, "Certainly Cai Ling can wait for a few days. It just so happens that the masters of the Kaling clan are also on their way here. When they arrive, it will be safer to escort the ancestral demon stone order with Kaling." Long Pantheon and Long Pangyun's expressions changed slightly. There was a hint of threat in Lu Kaling's words. "If you don't give it, when the strong men of the six-eared macaque clan arrive, I'm afraid it will trigger a war. The six-eared macaque clan is so famous in the demon world that even the main lineage of their dragon demon clan cannot compare with the six-eared macaque clan at its peak. If a fight really breaks out..." "Don't worry, Princess Lu, we will do what we say." Long Pangyun spoke in a deep voice. That night, Long Pangyun and Long Pantheon entered a secret realm. This place is a top secret place. Even if you have 6 ears, you are not allowed to pry. Long Pangyun opened his mouth and said solemnly, "Brother, do you really want to give the ancestral demon stoneling to Lu Kaling?" According to legend, the ancestral demon stone token is the beginning of all demons. It contains great power that reaches the heavens and the earth. It contains the great secrets of heaven and earth. He was very unwilling. The beginning of all monsters, contains the great power that reaches the heaven and the earth. Long Pantheon smiled coldly and said, "This is nothing more than a vain legend. How many powerful figures in the demon world have owned the ancestral demon stone token, but in the end, no one saw anything extraordinary about it? Back then, during the war between demons and gods, there were even many top figures in the demon clan who tried to awaken the power in the ancestral demon stone order to fight against heaven. What was the result? There was no movement. Those top figures were even killed by the heavenly court. If it is really a treasure, how could it fall into the hands of a branch like us? He was very disdainful. The ancestral demon stone order has a very high status in ancient legends. However, it has been circulated in the demon world for countless years and has been explored by countless extremely powerful people, to no avail. Only empty names remain. Therefore, the major demon clans that possess the ancestral demon stone token no longer care about this so-called stone token. It is precisely because of this that they can only get it with just one branch. But if that's the case, how come the six-eared macaque clan is trying so hard to find this thing? Long Peinyun was confused. In the past and present, the great clans that claim to have discovered the secret of the ancestral demon stone order, not 3,000, but 10,000, have all perished. Long Pantian shook his head and said, "The one from the six-eared macaque clan has great fighting power, but he is suppressed by the Sanskrit at the foot of the Five Elements mountain. The six-eared macaque clan has no choice but to place its hope in the ancestral demon stone order." Understandable. Long Peinyun nodded and said, "Brother, what do you mean, give it to her?" Long Pantian smiled slightly and said, "Don't worry, I think we might be able to get more chips." The next day, in the Dafustar realm, a mysterious passage suddenly appeared, which seemed to connect a certain place. In that passage, there were several extremely powerful figures walking out step by step. They arrived directly at the area of the Dragon Demon clan. Luziuozai of the Six-Eared Macaque clan has come to pay homage to fellow Taoist Xiaolong clan. Take the lead and step forward. This man was wearing a black robe, but only 4 ears were visible. The six-eared macaques are born with 6 ears, but as their cultivation level increases, their ears can become invisible and no longer leak. The fewer ears they have, the higher their cultivation level. Behind him, there were several beings with powerful auras and a young man with 6 ears. Immediately, the Dragon Monster clan came out to greet him. The old Dragon Demon clan Long Pantian welcomes fellow Taoists from the Six-Eared Macaque clan. Long Pantian spoke. Luziuozai and others immediately landed in front of the mountain gate of the Dragon Demon clan. "Fellow Daoist Dragon, where is our princess?" Luziuozai spoke directly. Next to him, Lu Kaling had already stepped forward and said doubtfully, "Uncle Wu, why are you here? Didn't I summon Uncle Six?" Luziuozai smiled slightly and said, "There are some matters in the clan that I can't get away from." A trace of anxiety flashed in Lu Kaling's beautiful eyes, but she said nothing. Everyone immediately entered the hall. "Two ancestors, it's time for me to leave. Please give me the ancestral demon stone token." Lu Kaling spoke directly. Hearing this, Long Pantian and Long Peinyun's expressions darkened. "Kaling, don't worry." At this time, Luziuozai smiled slightly and said, "When I come this time, the clan has other plans for you." Hearing this, Lu Kaling's expression changed. "The first male is to be married, and the first female is to be married. I heard that Long Aotian, the demon child of the Dragon clan, is a gifted man and a good match. Besides, we have always been on good terms with the Jiaolong clan. We have been discussing with the Jiaolong clan and want to find a good marriage for you." He spoke calmly, looked at Long Peinyun and the 2 people above him, and said, "Two Taoist brothers, are you satisfied with Cai Ling girl?" He smiled. Long Pantian and Long Peinyun were a little stunned at this moment. They were originally worried that Luziuozai would forcefully demand the ancestral demon stone token. "Then, I'm afraid it won't work if I don't give it." Unexpectedly, the other party actually wanted to betroth Lu Kaling to Long Aotian? Long Pantian and Long Panyun looked at each other, with the same meaning in their eyes. Something has happened in the other clan. Lu Kaling is an unparalleled prodigy. If he can practice dual cultivation with her, Aotian's physique will advance faster. Long Panyun said in his voice. Yes, the princess of the six-eared macaque clan, even if she is the final victor among the 9 demons of our clan, may not be worthy of her, but now she is actually betrothed to someone from our lineage, a great thing. Long Pantian also nodded, laughed immediately, and said. So, it's certainly good. We make the decision, this marriage is done. He spoke directly. When Lu Kaling heard this, his expression changed drastically and he said. Uncle 5, what do you mean? Lu Ziuozai said calmly, this is a decision made by the clan, and it is all for your own good. I do not believe. Uncle 3, Uncle 6, they would never make such a decision. She gritted her teeth and suddenly said, were they caught by you or killed by you? The six-eared macaque clan is not monolithic. There are even big differences on whether to collect the ancestral demon stone tokens. Because many people in the clan believe that the ancestral demon stone token is useless and that pursuing elusive myths is just futile. When she saw that it was her 5th uncle Lu Ziuozai who came here, she already had a premonition that something was wrong. At this moment, she understood even more clearly that the 2nd and 6th uncles and others might have failed in their struggle. And as a princess, some people in her clan don't want her to go back. Kaling, you are too worried. Lu Ziuozai spoke calmly. Sister, you are not young anymore. The clan is doing this for your own good. At this time, a young man next to Lu Ziuozai also smiled and spoke. He is Lu Ziuozai's son and Lu Kaling's cousin, Lu Kaifeng. You have no right to decide my affairs. Lu Kaling's face was full of anger. She turned to look at Long Pantian and others, and said. You two are seniors in the demon clan, you won't break your promise, right? Please give me the ancestral demon stone token immediately. Hearing this, Long Pantian smiled slightly and said. Of course I will give it to Princess Lu. However, as a betrothal gift. On your wedding day, my clan will definitely give you a gift with both hands, how about that? He smiled. At that time, when people got married, wasn't Xiling still theirs? Thinking of this, he looked at Lu Ziuozai and became more and more cheerful. Thanks to the struggle among the six-eared macaque clan, they were able to reap the benefits from the dragon demon clan. When Lu Kaling heard this, her heart sank even more. Are you bullying me by forcing me so much that I can't kill you? She suddenly raised her eyes and spoke with murderous intent. Immediately, a shining golden monkey hair suddenly appeared in her hand. As soon as the monkey hair came out, the expressions of everyone present changed drastically. That monkey hair. A strand of hair is one of its incarnations. One incarnation can defeat an invincible opponent in all realms. Long Pantian and others' expressions changed drastically, and they were about to run away without hesitation. Even though that person has been pinned under the 5 elements mountain, but not a hair of his hair can be offended by a mere dragon monster. No. How could you still have it in your hand? Even Lu Ziuozai was surprised. But Lu Kaling in the field remained motionless. As if frozen. No. She escaped. Lu Ziuozai suddenly thought of something. He raised his hand, and Lu Kaling in the field turned into a point of light and disappeared. The person has disappeared. She fell into the trap. The monkey hair in her hand has long since become useless. It only has energy and cannot truly perform the incarnation. Lu Ziuozai roared angrily and said. Hurry up. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 505. Great Fortune Star Realm. Tisk tisk, I think this realm can be renamed the God of Plague Realm. Standing on the ground of Dafustar realm, Wu Dade couldn't help but speak. There is such a thing as a strange spirit hidden, it is nothing but the god of plague realm. Master said, misfortune lies where blessings depend, and misfortune lies behind it. The name is the great blessing star realm, and there is probably a great misfortune hidden there. I think this realm is in need of salvation, and it is in need of salvation. Qing Chen also spoke with a smile on his face. Dead dog, what's next? Wu Dade spoke to the big black dog. The big black dog raised its head and sniffed. I smell it, come with me. It immediately led the way. At the same time, somewhere in the Dafustar realm. Master Ghost Master, this is strange. I have clearly felt the smell of death in this world. Goichi looked suspicious. These ghosts have been in this world for a long time. However, the dead place has never been found. It's like it's been sealed. The ghost Lord Tianan stood with his hands behind his hands and thought carefully. This world is not that simple. He looked in a certain direction. That is the direction where Fuxian sect is located. Just a few days ago, there was an aura coming from that direction that frightened all ghosts. The smell of strange grey mist. This made the Tianan ghost lord quite afraid. Because he has seen that kind of grey fog. No matter whether it is a god or a ghost, if it is touched, it will only be completely destroyed and become a slave of the grey fog. In the whole world, there should be only one person who can erase that grey fog. The terrifying existence in that small mountain village in the Great Ruins realm. I have a hunch that that person will probably take action against this place. He is an incredible master who even dares to scheme against the strange grey mist. Let's just wait. Hearing this, all the ghosts nodded. Now, in the secret place of the Dragon Demon clan, the entire clan mobilized. Because today is the day to restart the demon refining lake. Almost all the powerful people came to witness this great moment. As long as the blood of the peerless Lucky Star can suppress that evil power, then their entire family can enjoy the use of the demon refining lake. People from the six-eared macaque tribe also came to watch the ceremony. Everyone stood outside the demon refining lake, their eyes solemn. Lu Ziuozai and others were moved when they learned that an indestructible demon body could be made in the demon refining lake. This line is amazing, and it will definitely soar into the sky in the future. Merle, you must have a good relationship with the demons of this lineage. With such a treasured place, this lineage will most likely rise and become your network in the future. Lu Ziuozai spoke solemnly. Don't worry, Dad, I understand. Lu Mile smiled slightly. On the other side, Long Aotian stared at the lifeless black lake ahead, with a gleam of heat in his eyes. This is about to become your own rising lake. Start the formation. Long Pantheon shouted loudly. Immediately, the array around the demon refining lake was fully activated, and at the same time, the array that had previously sealed the third ancestor Long Panfen was released. Suddenly, the death energy in the demon refining lake surged crazily, and there was a black dragon in it, as if it was violent, exuding extremely powerful power. Third ancestor. Such a strong chi, is this the horror of an immortal demon body? I'm afraid no one in the clan can defeat me. Everyone was shocked. Even Lu Ziuozai murmured. The immortal demon body, if we can take this step, we can hope to spy on the legendary immortal demon body. However, the black dragon was so violent that it grabbed everyone with a big black claw. Where is the unparalleled Lucky Star? Long Pantheon shouted loudly. A cage was pushed up. The cage was made of white jade, and each white jade prison pillar was engraved with a runic array that could gather the sacred aura between heaven and earth. It can be said that it is not even a cage, but a miniature fairy cave. It is of great benefit to practice. In the cage, Ao Xuanhuan was feasting. There were all kinds of good things piled around him, including natural treasures, rare fruits, all of which were the most precious among the Dragon Demon clan. In order to raise this unparalleled lucky star well, the Dragon Demon clan directly spent a lot of money. Xuanhuan, on the other hand, was very angry and desperate at first, but later, he simply gave up. Damn it, since you have to die no matter what, then you might as well be happy. He simply enjoyed it and indulged in this kind of life. His cultivation level has improved rapidly, and he has perfected his spiritual skills, almost becoming a sub-god. At this moment, he was pushed up, and when he saw the black dragon in the black death aura and the oncoming black giant claws, he immediately panicked. What's going on? Are you finally going to die? Suppress all evil with the blood of Lucky Star. Long Pantheon shouted loudly, grabbed Xuanhuan's hand, cut it to bleed. Cut me again. Xuanhuan spoke bitterly. His blood was injected into the magic circle. Immediately, the magic circle was covered with thousands of blood lights, moving towards the black dragon. The black dragon roared instantly, and everyone's eyes were focused on it. They saw wisps of grey mist overflowing from the huge dragon body, as if it was running away. The blood of the peerless Lucky Star worked. Very good. It's actually this kind of grey mist that's exactly the same as the one contained in the Thorn of Disaster. Everyone exclaimed. Finally, the crazy surging death energy and evil energy slowly fell back into the black lake. The demon refining lake was peaceful. The wild black dragon in the sky was also quiet at this moment. Ha ha ha. I'm awake. A powerful laugh. The black dragon transformed into an old man in black robes and landed on the lake. His chi machine is extremely powerful. Third brother. You recovered? Long Pantheon and others were all pleasantly surprised. The old man in black robe walked out step by step. He stared at Xuanhuan with burning eyes and said, "Thank you for finding the unparalleled Lucky Star. With this person here, our clan will prosper." Hearing this, Long Pantheon and others also said, "Yes, from today on, we can use the demon refining lake with confidence." A look of disdain flashed across Long Pantheon's face, and he said, "Demon refining lake. This is nothing." He pointed to the mysterious area behind Demon Refining Lake and said, "There must be a great opportunity in this area. Today, it's time to start." Hearing this, Long Pantheon and others' expressions changed. The Thorn of Disaster originally fell from that mysterious area. However, there is an inexplicable seal in that area, and they have no confidence in resisting the evil power, so they have never dared to touch it. However, they all understand that there must be great opportunities in the secret realm connected to the Demon Refining Lake. Now that there are unparalleled lucky stars approaching, maybe we can check it out? I have been practicing in the Demon Refining Lake for many years, and I am very familiar with that barrier. I'll break it." Long Pantheon spoke directly. He suddenly cut Xuanhuan again, used a jade bottle to catch a full bottle of blood, and laughed. "With the blood of this lucky star, I will not be affected by any disaster." He turned around and turned into a black dragon, rushing towards the secret realm. Boom! There was a loud noise, and the secret realm burst open under his impact. The barrier of that secret realm is already about to be destroyed, otherwise there would be no demonic power overflowing, and the Thorn of Disaster would not be obtained by outsiders. At this moment, Long Pantheon completely rushed away. Suddenly, in that secret realm, endless monster energy emitted, like a mysterious world, presented to the world. At the same time, Wu Date and Qing Chen, led by the big black dog, quickly rushed to the direction of Fusion sect. Huh? It smells so strong, is it about to be born? The big black dog suddenly became excited. At this time, a voice suddenly came from the front. "Catch her, don't let her escape. Hurry up." I saw a streak of light running away quickly, and behind it, there were two extremely strong auras chasing after me. Liu Kailing was extremely fast, but the pursuers from behind were getting closer and closer. After all, she is only in the realm of true demon, and the two people behind her are masters under Luziuozai, they are both heavenly demons. She was extremely anxious. Suddenly, she felt something. She looked up and saw a fat man, a monk, and a dog in front of her. These two people and one dog actually made her feel unfathomable. You must know that their clan has magical powers and can listen to the secrets of the three realms. But she felt that these two people and the dog were shrouded in some kind of fog, and they couldn't be seen at all. Help me. She just called for help. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 506. Help me. A stream of light approached quickly and appeared in front of Wu Dade and Qing Chen, transforming into a girl. Wu Dade and Qing Chen were a little surprised when they saw this girl. This girl, actually has 6 ears. You two gentlemen, help. Lu Kaling spoke anxiously. She had an inexplicable feeling that the two people and the dog in front of her were very extraordinary. Now we can only try our luck. You must not be human, right? Wu Dade wondered, however, even if you are not a human race, a species with 6 ears, I'm afraid it's not very tasty. Qing Chen shook his head and said, Junior brother Dade, can you speak? What's wrong with the 6 ears? Eat it pickled, eat it cold, it's all great. Hearing this, Lu Kaling was stunned for a moment. These two people. It seems not normal. Isn't it possible that he has fallen into a trap? Don't think about eating it, human pet, save her. At this time, the big black dog suddenly spoke. Wu Dade was confused for a moment. No. She really can't seem to eat. At this time, Qing Chen also unexpectedly spoke, and he took out the crystal piece. The crystal piece actually emitted a faint light. Rare animals. Suddenly, Wu Dade and Qing Chen were staring at Lu Kaling. The light was weak, indicating that this girl was related to rare animals. Lu Kaling, on the other hand, actually felt a little scared when she was looked at by these two people. Two gentlemen, the ears of the two at the back may be more suitable for cold cooking and pickling. She spoke timidly. At this moment, the two heavenly demons chasing from behind were already approaching. Princess Kaling, you can't escape. Capture without mercy. They spoke coldly. Tisk, tisk, you have so many ears, tell me, what race are you? Wu Dade stepped forward to ask questions. Hearing this, the expressions of the two heavenly demons darkened. And human race, damn it! Destroy him. They were aloof and drank coldly. Take action towards Wu Dade. God. Wu Dade was a little shocked. These two heavenly demons were in the realm of gods. The Devastar realm is not simple. However, at this time, the big black dog raised his paw. A huge divine claw passed through the air and was suddenly photographed. What? Demon Lord. Senior Dog Demon, calm down. When the two heavenly demons saw this, their expression suddenly changed. They felt that this big black dog was a demon lord. Why does such a big monster appear here? They didn't know, so they could only plead. However, as soon as the big black dog heard the word dog demon, the dog's eyes suddenly became furious. The paw slapped down. Ah! Suddenly, the two heavenly demons screamed in agony, and their souls were destroyed. Seeing this, Lu Kaling was shocked. She looked at the big black dog in disbelief. Too strong. Damn dog, when did you become so powerful? Wu Dade was an accident. He remembered that when he first arrived in the underworld, the last time he and Duguyuking went to find the everlasting tree, the big black dog seemed to be relatively weak. Does this emperor need to explain to you? Human pet. The big black dog was extremely disdainful, then looked at Lu Kaling and said. Little monkey, what's going on? Lu Kaling was slightly startled. She understood instantly that the big black dog in front of her was obviously a senior master of the demon clan. As for Wu Date and Qing Chen, it was an accident. Little monkey. The girl in front of me is from the monkey tribe. Senior, I am reporting to the younger generation that they joined forces with the Dragon Demon clan and were killed, so they had no choice but to flee here. Lu Kaling spoke. Dragon Monster Clan. But the big black dog said, this should be the place where the strange grey fog appears. Well, you have that smell. It is very determined. Lu Kaling was even more shocked. This senior actually knew about the strange grey mist. She immediately said, Senior, are you going to the Dragon Demon clan? Wu Date said, that's not true. I can't even eat. How can I not go? Qing Chen also said. Very good, very good. Look for rare plants and pick up some goods along the way. Female donor, you are destined to be my master, please lead the way. Lu Kaling looked a little hesitant. She finally escaped from the Dragon clan. However, she had no choice at this moment. Okay, please follow me. She immediately turned around and led the way. The strong smell of death, that's what it smells like. The starving ghost looked excited and said, Master Ghost Lord, we have found it, let's go. You can have a full meal. Just now, some kind of fluctuation came from Defa Star Realm, and these ghosts all sensed the death energy. The Dark Ghost Lord is still a little worried, after all, that weird grey mist. Why hasn't that guy from the Great Ruins realm sent the tooth-extracting monsters here yet? He is quite anxious. Let's go and take a look first. He spoke immediately and led a group of ghosts towards the direction of death. In the 100,000 mountains, in front of the demon refining lake. The secret realm was wide open, and everyone was shocked when they felt the mysterious aura rushing towards them. What kind of place is this? Is it a secret place left over from ancient times? As if it doesn't belong to this world. The land of great opportunity, great opportunity. Everyone spoke. I hold the blood of the lucky star to open the way, and you will come later. Ahead, the third ancestor Long Panfan shouted loudly. He couldn't wait. Third brother. Wait. Long Pantian and others hurriedly spoke, but Long Panfan had turned into a dragon and rushed in. The third child is too reckless. Long Panyun couldn't help but speak. There must be a real treasure in it. But Long Pantian's eyes were burning and he said. Get ready to come in. He couldn't help it anymore. Two Taoist brothers, can we go together? At this time, Lu Ziuozai from the six-eared macaque tribe spoke, and his eyes were full of enthusiasm. This place must contain a great treasure. Sure. Long Pantian smiled slightly. However, at this moment, suddenly there was a violent fluctuation in the sky. A passage seemed to be torn open in the void, and out of it came two men, a woman, and a big black dog. Everyone looked at it and were instantly shocked. Princess Lu. She has come back. Everyone was surprised. That girl was clearly Lu Kaling. In the cage, Ao Wushuan had bandaged his wounds and was eating treasures from heaven and earth to soothe his injured soul. When he saw this scene, he was stunned. The fruit in my hand fell like this. This fat man. This monk. This damn big black dog. At this moment, he was completely terrified. Is this too much? He even fled the Great Ruins realm, and even gave up his identity as the heir to the Fuxian sect in order not to provoke that damn little mountain village. He actually allowed himself to meet someone from that small mountain village. He just wanted to vomit blood. Haha, sister, have you changed your mind? Seeing Lu Kaling, Lu Mile smiled and spoke. However, Lu Ziuozai narrowed his eyes and said. Where are the two heavenly demons under my command? Lu Kaling said calmly. Died. Died. As soon as the statement came out, everyone was shocked. Lu Zuozai's face sank, he glanced at Lu Kailing and others, and suddenly his eyes fell on the big black dog. Are you from the demonic wolf clan? Or the Xiaotian clan? Isn't it too much to take action to destroy my demon? He could see that this big black dog had an extraordinary aura. No weaker than yourself. It should be the strong man who protected Lu Kailing. Hearing this, the big black dog said lazily. A bunch of little snakes and monkeys, get out of here. You can't afford to mess with anything in this place. Hearing this, the people from the Dragon Demon clan and the Six-Eared Macaque clan were furious. Haha, it turns out that you covet our clan's treasured land. Long Pantheon sneered and said. Do you want a fight? His breath is released. He is also a demon lord. Lu Zuozai and Long Pantheon also stepped forward. 3 demon lords and 1 big black dog. But the big black dog was very calm and seemed not to care. The atmosphere is tense. In the cage, when Ao Wushuan saw this scene, he immediately wanted to give Long Pantheon and others a thumbs up. Quickly, give them away. Although he was afraid of the small mountain village, these people from the Dragon clan cut his blood over and over again, which made him want to send all the Dragon clan away. Good stuff, good stuff. At this time, Long Panfan's shout suddenly came from the depths of the secret realm. Everyone was moved instantly. Third ancestor discovered the treasure. We have to get in quickly. Right. Everyone's eyes were eager. Brother, go ahead and meet the third child. Long Pantheon spoke in a low voice. Hearing this, Long Pantheon also nodded and said coldly to the big black dog. I'll kill you later. After saying that, he raised his hand. Suddenly, everyone present suddenly disappeared from where they were and arrived on the other side of the demon refining lake. Your Excellency, you want to come to our clan's treasure land to get a share of the pie. Let's go through the level of demon refining lake first. Long Pantheon shouted loudly and activated the formation. In an instant, the death energy filled the sky in the demon refining lake, as if it had turned into a ghost. This demon refining lake is passed down from generation to generation by the Dragon Demon clan. The death energy has been accumulated for countless epochs. It does not have the body refining method of the Dragon Demon clan. If it is touched lightly, it will lead to madness, and if it is touched seriously, it will lead to death. Long Pantheon and others immediately headed towards the secret realm. In front of me, the demon refining lake is filled with death energy, and the evil energy is soaring to the sky. At this moment, the entire sky darkened, as if it had entered the dark night. Once the demon refining lake is opened, it will be equivalent to a desperate situation, it will be difficult to cross. Lu Kailing shook his head and said, Senior, let's leave first. If we stay too long, the murderous aura and death aura will invade the soul. I don't deserve salvation. I really don't deserve salvation. Qing Chen also felt his scalp numb, and his eyes turned black. It's already dark, how do you do this? Wu Dade spoke even more anxiously. He was still waiting to enter the secret realm to find the treasure. However, the big black dog suddenly raised his eyes and looked somewhere in the dark night. Ghost, please turn on the light. Thanks. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 507. It's like the night is falling, and the black air is billowing, which is very scary. At this time, the big black dog suddenly said, Ghost, please turn on the light, which made Wu Dade and Qing Chen feel numb. Damn dog, don't scare me. Wu Dade was a little timid. There can't really be a ghost, right? But, at the next moment, a pair of green ghost eyes suddenly lit up in the darkness. A group of ghosts appeared. The leading ghost is surprisingly the ghost Lord Tianan. Ghosts, starving ghosts, hanged ghosts, etc. followed behind him. Seeing a group of ghosts appear, Wu Date and Qing Chen were immediately furious. Is there really something wrong with me? Wu Date jumped directly behind the big black dog. Isn't this ghost a bit much? Cleaning the dust also makes the scalp numb. Lu Kailing's face turned pale, and her eyes were a little frightened. How could a ghost appear here? Ghosts, aren't they usually found in ghosts? Ghosts are extremely difficult to deal with, even if they are demons, they are extremely afraid of ghosts. Because the ghost clan is too weird and difficult to kill, they appear and disappear. Even the superior divine realm has launched several wars against Geixi, but all of them ended in vain. However, Tian and Ghost Lord looked at Wu Date and Qing Chen, with a complicated look on his face, and gritted his teeth and said, "What's your relationship with the tooth extraction monster?" He felt, these two people actually had his teeth on them. Hearing this, Wu Date and Qing Chen were both stunned. Tooth extraction monster? Is he talking about senior sister Xiling and Yungzi? Wu Date spoke with some uncertainty. It should be, senior sister Xiling and the others, they are clamoring for tooth extraction all day long. Qing Chen's face was a little complicated. The big black dog raised its head and said calmly, "We are in the same group. Why, aren't you convinced?" Upon hearing this, the ghost Lord Tianese was startled for a moment, but a look of fearlessness immediately appeared on his face. He stood with his hands behind his back, as if he could swallow heaven and earth, and shouted impassionedly, "Why are you not convinced? I, the heavenly dark ghost lord, am the most convinced. In my life, the person I admire most is the tooth extracting monster, and what I like most is the thrill of tooth extraction. Without the tooth extraction monster, I, Tianan, simply can't survive. If my tooth is not extracted, what's the point of being a ghost? The tooth-pulling monsters are my benefactors. You are partners with them, then you are also our benefactors. Benefactors, don't worry, leave the death energy here to me." Goichi, Starving Ghost, and other ghosts were all a little dumbfounded when they saw the Lord Ghost's impassioned speech. They really want to say, isn't it too shameless? Wu Date and Qing Chen were both shocked at the time. This. What's going on? This ghost, why is something wrong? Does it mean that after people die and become ghosts, they will have a tendency to be abused? Wu Date was a little suspicious. Yungzi and senior sister Xiling, what did they do? Qing Chen felt that it was outrageous, what kind of training this ghost had become. Even the big black dog was stunned. He thought there was going to be a fight. It couldn't help but murmur in the dog's heart, "Wow, women are so scary." Lu Kailing was already sluggish. If she guessed correctly, that was a generation of ghost masters. Among the ghosts, he was definitely a generation of outstanding figures, no, ghost masters. But now, she couldn't help but glance at Qing Chen and others. What are the origins of these people? Make ghosts afraid? At this time, Tian and Ghost Lord had already turned around, waved his hand, and said, "Young men, swallow up all the death and evil energy here and open a way for our benefactors." Geiki's face was full of confusion, he reluctantly gave a thumbs up and said, "Master Ghost Master, you are indeed a big figure. Big guy, start repaying your kindness." Immediately afterwards, a group of ghosts howled and began to devour the death energy in this place. "Benefactors, look at me." The Dark Ghost Lord also shouted loudly, and terrifying ghost power emitted. He suddenly opened his mouth, and like a whale swallowing, endless black death energy poured into his body. At this moment, Tian and Ghost Lord's strength increased dramatically. The death energy, murderous energy, etc. here are accumulated by the Dragon Demon clan over several generations in order to refine the Demon Lake. It can be said to be massive. At this moment, it has become a great supplement for them. The Ghost Lord of Heavenly Darkness was directly promoted from the first level of Ghost Lord to the second level, the third level. Starving ghosts, hanged ghosts, etc. also devoured it as if they were eating delicious food. Goichi, in particular, had no scruples and just gobbled it up without even considering refining it. Because he has those 4 characters on his head, he is so confident that he will not explode to death no matter how hard he swallows it. These ghosts worked extremely hard. Soon, the dark sky gradually returned to clarity, and the death energy like the demon refining lake was almost swallowed up. Now, Wu Date and others can no longer be stopped here. Benefactor, are you satisfied with us turning on the lights? The Sky Dark Ghost Lord swallowed and spoke to the big black dog and others. The big black dog nodded its head, walked over in a swaggering manner, and said, "Keep eating, eat more, so you can grow teeth. Don't go into the secret realm. The water is too deep and you can't control it." The Ghost Lord of Heaven and Darkness heard this and said, "Yes. They came here just to find the death energy in this star realm. Now that they have found it, they have nothing else to ask for, and they are even more unwilling to mess with this secret realm." Because Tian and Ghost Master knew very well that since these people were with the tooth extraction monster and the others, they must have been sent by the one from the Great Ruins realm. The place that would allow that person to take action would definitely be terrifying and weird, so it would be better not to go there. Immediately, Wu Date and others crossed the demon refining lake. They set foot on this secret land. In the secret realm, it was grey and foggy. There's so much evil happening here. As soon as Lu Kaling came in, her expression changed slightly. Because she discovered that in this area, even her 6-eared macaque tribe, which could listen to the magical power of the 3 realms, was deceived. Distant sounds can no longer be detected. The big black dog sniffed the air and said, "Come with me." They moved forward. The fog was so thick that they did not see the Dragon clan and others who came in first. The big black dog led the way and they moved forward quickly. Suddenly, the big black dog stopped. "Damn dog, why did you stop? Let's go." Wu Date spoke and subconsciously walked forward, but as soon as he stepped out, he let out a scream. "My feet." He raised his foot and saw that there was a thorn in his foot. The thorn pierced into his flesh, and a wisp of grey mist floated vaguely from the thorn, as if it did not dare to enter his body. "Is this the thorn of disaster?" Lu Kaling was shocked. She had seen the thorn in the Dragon Demon clan before. At the same time, she looked at Wu Date in great surprise and said, "Are you, an unparalleled lucky star?" According to records, only the blood of a peerless lucky star can suppress this grey mist of disaster. But isn't Xuanhuan the unparalleled lucky star? How could there be 2 unparalleled lucky stars in this world? When Wu Date saw that wisp of grey mist, he was frightened and said, it's over, dead dog, I won't become a dead person, right?" He was really panicked. He had seen strange spirits before. Gods and ghosts wanted to change things. As long as they got involved, they would turn into the kind of walking zombies who only knew how to kill. In this world, only Master can suppress him. Don't worry, this grey mist is not pure. It has been refined a long time ago. It is not that evil. As long as it gets the scent of the village, it can be scared away. The big black dog spoke, its dog eyes staring into the depths of this secret realm, seeming to be nostalgic, and murmured, "Have you even smelted the weird grey mist? How cruel." When Lu Kaling heard this, she couldn't help but be startled. These people, come from the same village? The aura of that village can even suppress the grey mist of disaster? What kind of village is this? Suddenly, a flicker of doubt flashed in her heart. That Xuanhuan, has he been to the village mentioned by these people? That guy, could he be a fake unparalleled lucky star? At this moment, she couldn't help but think of the Dragon Demon clan, Lu Zuozai, and others. At this moment, Wu Dade felt relieved and reached out to pull out the thorn. I'm already in my first 9-turn golden body. Why can't my physical body withstand even one thorn? He was so puzzled that he put the thorn in his hand and looked at it. It was sharp and sharp, as if it was indestructible. What does this thing grow from? Junior brother Dade, this is your treasure. Qing Chen smiled and said, look, the crystal piece is glowing. Wu Dade looked at it, and sure enough, the crystal piece gave off a faint light. He was suddenly stunned. Damn, does his precious magic medicine have anything to do with this thorn? Ahead, there are so many thorns of disaster. At this moment, Lu Kaling looked ahead in surprise. I saw a lot of scattered thorns on the ground in front of me. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Gui Xin. Chapter 508. At a glance, similar thorns of disaster are scattered everywhere on the ground in front of them. Each one was dusty and looked like the dry thorns that fell in the wind after some thorns died. But at this moment, everyone understood that these thorns were not simple. Dono Res, you are following us. Qing Chen spoke to Lu Kaling. After all, they are not afraid of these thorns, but if Lu Kaling is stabbed, something will happen. Lu Kaling nodded, followed them cautiously, and continued moving forward. And at this moment, on the other side, Long Pantian and other people were entering. Ah! A shrill scream. A strong man from the Dragon Demon clan stepped on a thorn. He instantly transformed into a corpse and turned to kill his companions. Quick, Lucky Star's blood! Long Pantian and others shouted hurriedly. Ao Wushuan had his wrist cut off again, and he was so angry. Finally, the strange dead man was suppressed. Long Panyun had already handed over a ginseng plant and said, come on, Lucky Star, this is my clan's 10,000-year-old medicine. There are only 3 strains in our clan. Take it quickly. He had lingering fears. Now, Ao Wushuan was the hope for all of them. Ao Wushuan must not make any mistakes. Ao Wushuan was almost scolding her, but now she took the ginseng, she couldn't help but feel happy. It doesn't seem like it's not worth it to bleed some blood in exchange for 1,000-year-old medicine. He took ginseng. Boom. Suddenly, he broke through to the sub-god realm. I think I can eat a few more. Ao Wushuan immediately became excited. These 1,000-year-old medicines are all good things. Haha, give him everything. The higher the realm, the stronger the effectiveness of Lucky Star's blood will be. Long Panyun and others are not stingy. In their view, the old medicine in the clan is valuable, but it is nothing compared with the unparalleled blessings. Moreover, there must be a peerless treasure hidden in the secret realm here. We have to go a little faster, the third child is far ahead of us, and we don't know where he is. Long Pantian spoke. And at this moment, in front of a dense forest of thorns, an old man has wounds all over his body. Why the hell am I so unlucky? This person is surprisingly the first of the 3 dragon demon clans to enter the secret realm, Long Panfan. At this moment, he looked sad and angry. Because, along the way, he was really unlucky. A majestic demon lord of a generation, with the blood of a peerless Lucky Star in his body, shouldn't he be able to go smoothly and be invincible? As a result, just a few steps into the secret realm, he was pricked in the foot by a thorn of disaster. He hurriedly swallowed the blood of Lucky Star and forced out that weird gray mist. He thought it was stable. As a result, since he swallowed the blood of the Lucky Star, he stumbled every 3 steps and fell down every 5 steps. He fell hundreds of times, and his body was covered with wounds. Although the blood of Lucky Star saved his life and prevented him from being corroded by the power of disaster, but it hurt so many times after falling so many times and being pricked so many times. If he hadn't newly developed an indestructible monster body, he would have died just from being stabbed so many times, even without the erosion of strange power. Just now, he arrived at this place and found that it was full of dense thorn forests, which was impossible to pass through. Moreover, the power of disaster seems to be stronger than the outside. He was scared, and was going to retreat first and wait for the people behind him. At least, he would send the unparalleled lucky star over and let out more blood first. As a result, he had another inexplicable bad luck and fell down again, in the thorn forest. He crawled out with difficulty and vomited blood. This time, even if he didn't break the demon body, he couldn't hold it anymore. That's outrageous. What kind of bad luck did I provoke? He felt like he couldn't even stand up. He just couldn't figure it out, he couldn't even think about it. How could he fall while walking when he was a demon lord? And fell so many times. It is said that there is indeed bad luck in the world, but how much bad luck does it have to be? How can he be so bad that even his generation of demon lords have no power to resist? This place is so weird. Perhaps only a peerless lucky star can bear it. It would be really rash to rush here alone. I hope the boss and the others will hurry up and save me soon. If they can come here with the 10,000-year-old medicine from the clan, I might still be saved. All he could do was pray. Suddenly, there were footsteps. Is it Long Pantian and the others? He shouted hurriedly and said, "Come and save me, I'm here." At this moment, Wu Dade and others had just arrived. When they heard the shouts, they all walked forward. I saw an old man lying on the ground, his body covered with thorns. Who is this guy? Is he so miserable? Wu Dade and others were confused. He is the third ancestor of the Dragon Demon clan. Lu Kaling spoke immediately, wondering, why was he so seriously injured? When Long Panfan saw these people, he was startled for a moment, but he still said hurriedly, "Princess Lu, please save me." But Lu Kaling was unmoved. "You are the fiancé of my demon son, how could you not save me?" Long Panfan was angry. When Lu Kaling heard this, he frowned and suddenly said, "You two gentlemen, have you ever eaten roasted dragon tendons?" When Wu Dade and Qing Chen heard this, their eyes suddenly lit up. "I've had roasted gluten, roasted dragon tendons, I've wanted to try it for a long time, but I never had the guts, no chance." Wu Dade looked at the dragon ancestor on the ground with eager eyes. "My master is compassionate, and the young monk is willing to use the temple of the 5 internal organs to save this beast." Qing Chen also put his hands together. Long Panfan's hair instantly exploded. "Are these two guys monsters? You actually want to eat it? I will fight with you." He tried his best to take action. But the big black dog has already slapped it down with one paw. In an instant, powerful energy filled the air, and a claw struck Long Panfan's body. Long Panfan screamed miserably and died immediately. His spiritual intelligence was also destroyed and transformed into his prototype. It was a dragon that was tens of meters long, and its body was full of flesh. There is some death energy in this dragon's body. Let me refine it first. The big black dog took action and used great magic power to refine the unclean aura within the dragon's body. "Come on, let's start the barbecue, have a meal and then go." As Wu Dade spoke, he took out firewood, seasonings, etc. Qing Chen stepped forward directly, started cutting the meat, cutting the dragon's tendons, and started grilling. This scene made Lu Kaling dumbfounded. The ancestor of the dragon clan was actually roasted like this? Moreover, why does she feel that the firewood used by these two people is a kind of sacred tree? The flames produced after burning can actually roast the dragon meat easily. She was shocked beyond measure. Who are these people? It's unimaginable. No, let me rub it. The fire is too high and the meat is a little burnt. Wu Dade spoke hurriedly. "Eat it now, eat it." Qing Chen picked up a piece of roasted dragon meat and took a big bite. With his mouth full of dragon oil, he couldn't help but smile with satisfaction. It smells so good. As he spoke, he handed a piece to Lu Kaling and said, "Come on, little monkey, have a taste." Lu Carrington was a little at a loss for a moment. She looked at the dragon meat handed over by Qing Chen, and her mind went blank. Is this for me to eat? She felt so shocked, and at the same time, she swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Well, the roast is not very good, but I'll just eat it. Only when I'm full will I have the strength to save more dragons. Qing Chen opens his mouth. Lu Kaling hesitated and struggled for a moment, but then she thought about it and realized that she had now completely broken away from the Dragon Demon clan. She simply risked her life, took the piece of dragon meat, and started eating. Too delicious. Her eyes glow. The big black dog also grabbed 2 large pieces of meat and gnawed them without even raising his head. 3 people and 1 dog ate dozens of kilograms of dragon meat in the blink of an eye. Hiccup, I'm finally full. Wu Dade touched his belly and looked happy. I haven't had a good meal for a long time since I came to the earth. Are you full? The big black dog suddenly looked at Wu Dade quietly. Dead dog, what do you want to do? Wu Dade suddenly had a bad feeling. Do you see the thorn forest in front of you? The big black dog raised its paws and opened its mouth towards the dense thorn forest ahead. At first glance, this thorn forest has no edge in sight, covering the ground with no way to go. Fat Master is not blind, I was just going to ask you, how to get there. Wu Dade was confused. Simple. The big black dog suddenly picked up Wu Dade in his mouth, and then threw Wu Dade towards the thorn forest. Wu Dade suddenly hit the thorn forest. Ah! He let out a shrill scream, damn dog, are you crazy? My grass hurts so much. Human pet, get out of here for me. This is a good place for body training. Use your body to get out of here. If you dare to take a step back, I will bite you to death. The big black dog raised its head and stared at Wu Dade fiercely. Wu Dade was about to struggle to stand up, but when he saw the big black dog's gaze, his butt went cold. He glanced at the thorn forest around him. Damn, if I don't go to hell, who will go to hell? I will fight. He fell down directly. Then, roll in the thorn forest. Ah! Pain. Don't want. Comfortable. Come again. Wu Dade's perverted and miserable voices kept coming and going, and he made his way alive. At the same time, his body emitted infinite light in the thorn forest, was torn apart, and then healed. He actually quickly completed the second turn of the 9 turns golden body. Qing Chen and Lu Kaling were both stunned when they saw this scene. That thorn forest is full of thorns of disaster. Every thorn is comparable to a peerless ferocious weapon. He actually walked over with his body, they all felt numb. It's just that practicing the 9 transformations golden body is so perverted, that's all. This kind of technique is still suitable for junior brother Dade. Qing Chen simply shook his head, completely giving up the idea of learning this technique. What a powerful body, this is even scarier than the indestructible monster body. Have you reached the level of immortality? Lu Kaling murmured in shock. Demonic bodies are divided into immortal, 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 etc., which are all legendary realms. Indestructible demonic bodies are extremely rare. But Wu Dade, obviously surpassed the level of not bad. There is no road here, but if junior brother Dade goes there, there will be a road. That's good, let's go. Qing Chen opens his mouth. They immediately followed the road that Wu Dade took. Wu Dade kept rolling forward, and they kept following behind. After a long time, the group finally arrived in front of this thorn forest. Long Pantian and others finally arrived. I just came back from working overtime tonight. I'm late. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 509. I don't know where the three ancestors are. This old man is really powerful. He has already proven that the demon body is indestructible. He can even penetrate such a long distance into such dangerous places. Perhaps, the three ancestors have successfully obtained the important treasure here. Everyone was talking a lot. Long Pantheon and others' faces were a little solemn. Along the way, the strong men of the dragon demon clan one after another. Hundreds of people were injured before and after. Originally, even if there were some stings of disaster scattered on the ground, it should be easy for cultivators to avoid them. But in many cases, the situation is simply outrageous, and someone falls down out of nowhere. This caused them great losses. I don't know how the third child is doing. He is too impatient. He should wait for us to be together. Long Pangyun spoke. Long Pantheon also nodded. Hey, look, why are there dragon scales on the ground? At this time, someone suddenly spoke. Everyone looked around and saw some scattered dragon scales on the ground in front of them. Moreover, there was a pile of ashes next to it, as if some kind of magical flame had burned. This is Lao San's dragon scale. Long Pangyun's expression changed. Hearing this, everyone was surprised. What's going on? Three ancestors, Long Panfan, actually have dragon scales dropped here? I see. Long Pantheon thought for a moment, but suddenly said with great joy. The third child has transformed. Look, there are these dragon scales, and there is a faint trace of burnt flesh in the ashes. These strips of meat belong to Lao San too. Hearing this, Long Pangyun also took a breath of air and said. The legendary divine fire burns the body and undergoes extreme transformation. He thought of this legend. When the demon clan refines its body to an extremely powerful point, it will attract the divine fire between heaven and earth and burn its body. If it can pass through it, it will be reborn and it can be called immortal. Immortal demon body, Long Panfan has actually reached such a level. Even Lu Ziuozai of the six-eared macaque tribe shrank his pupils and said. This lineage is amazing. Those who have experienced the burning of divine fire can be called immortal monster bodies. It is said that when you reach that level, you can defeat all laws with your physical body alone, which is unparalleled. At that time, it was unheard of. Now, one of the dragon monster clan actually appears? Terrible. My son, you must establish a good relationship with this clan. In a few years, their clan will definitely become the main clan of the dragon demon clan, and even become famous throughout the demon world. At this time, Lu Ziuozai also gave solemn instructions to his son Lumile. Lumile nodded deeply and said, Don't worry, Dad, I understand. The immortal demonic body, the three ancestors have demonstrated the immortal demonic body. It's so unbelievable. My clan will be prosperous, prosperous. That's great. With the three ancestors here, our clan will be invincible. Everyone in the dragon demon clan was ecstatic. Long Aotian was also in a surging mood, his eyes filled with burning desire. The three ancestors are already old, and they can cultivate such a powerful physique from the demon refining lake. How can I defy heaven if I am so young? He is full of fighting spirit and passion. But where did the third patriarch go? Someone asked. The thorn forest ahead is covered with thorns of disaster. It's so terrible. Who can get over it? Even if I have a lucky star, I'm afraid it won't work. Seeing the dense thorn forest in front of them, everyone's scalps were numb. Just one thorn of disaster has already given everyone a huge headache. Now it is a sea of thorns. There, is a trail here? It feels like a big python came out of it. At this time, someone suddenly pointed to somewhere in the thorn forest. Everyone hurriedly gathered around. But I saw that the thorns here were crushed to pieces, and the living beings were forced out of the way. It was like the trace left by a large python swimming through the dense grass. Shut up, what big python? This is the path left by the three ancestors. At this time, Long Peinyun was excited. He said, I know, the third child has refined an immortal monster body, and he actually uses the monster body to resist these thorns. He showed his body as a dragon and walked over from here. Too strong, really too strong. When Long Pantian heard this, he also reacted. This is the cliff. This kind of trace really looks like something like a dragon swimming over and leaving it behind. It must be the third child. Very well, he left a path for us. There must be a greater opportunity deep in this place. That's why the third child is so impatient. Come on, let's follow him quickly. Long Pantian shouted. Everyone in the Dragon Demon clan was excited at this moment. They immediately followed this path and kept moving forward. And at this moment, Wu Dade, Qing Chen, and others have crossed the Sea of Thorns. It hurts so much, itches. Wu Dade wailed. He rolled from beginning to end. His whole body was completely covered with skin. During this process, his body was torn apart and healed again and again. Directly completed the third turn of the 9 turns golden body. At this moment, after a new breakthrough, he felt that his whole body seemed to be growing again, and he felt itchy. He looked vaguely at the Sea of Thorns behind him, and even wished he could go back and roll away. Mainly it can relieve, #itching. After spending time in the Sea of Thorns, the land was empty. It's like a desert here, with white sand on the ground. Every grain of sand is as hard as divine gold. What are these? Lu Kaling squatted down in surprise and picked up a handful of sand. It's so heavy to hold, these sands seem to last forever. The peerless weapons of the past were all disintegrated, and all Taoist imprints were decomposed and turned into waste. The big black dog looked at the white sand all over the ground. There was a hint of melancholy in the dog's eyes and said, at the last moment, they sacrificed the magic weapon. It moved forward. Wu Dade stepped onto this piece of white sand, and he felt an inexplicable sense of familiarity. For a moment, his usual careless mood disappeared, and he felt a little empty inside. Not far away, in front of us, sand dunes appeared. White sand dunes. It seems as if it has been standing here quietly for endless years. Are they all dead? One sand dune and one grave. The big black dog spoke sadly. In front of the white sand dunes, there were actually some remaining magic weapons standing. There are broken iron rods, most of which are petrified and mixed with rust, standing in front of the grave, with ancient writings on them. Zhan ancestor Chang Kong, wait for the return of the world-honored one. Words, written in blood. A spearhead, with only the blade remaining, is also modeled with stone, the Red Emperor's divine spear, wait for the return of the world-honored one. A long mace, the last 1 or 2 sections are covered by stone skin, and the original material can no longer be seen. The Blue Emperor's trump card, wait for the return of the world-honored one. Wu Dade passed by these sand dunes step by step. At this moment, he was shocked. The words engraved on the petrified magic weapon were like the keys of time, opening the door to reincarnation, making him feel like he was in another time and space. The sky is collapsing, the universe is crumbling, and grey fog is coming from unknown places. There is a loophole in the newborn universe. Throughout the world, people are crying, strange spirits are all over the universe, there are flames swaying, and it seems that they are about to go out. He saw powerful men with brilliant lights and shadows fighting in the universe. Where they were, the strange grey mist turned into an unprecedented and peerless enemy. He saw the sword shatter and the fire tree go out. There is an ancient giant who is using his life to protect an old vine. There are black and white chess lines shooting across the sky, and then disappearing. There is a peerless piano sound with sadness, as if it is mourning for the entire universe. At this moment, Wu Dade was in a trance. There was sadness in his heart, and he clenched his fist subconsciously. He stared at the hole in the universe, the source of the strange grey fog, and wanted to rush to the sky to suppress everything. Time and space changed, the fog became thick, and the strange grey fog submerged a star field. A strange golden thing suppressed the grey fog. That's a tree covered with thorns. It looks like a mace, extremely strange, but it melts all the laws of the world and emits thousands of golden lights. The grey mist was billowing, and eventually the number of thorns became grey and almost useless. The world-honored one used his body to block the leaks in the sky. Let us guard this place. A peerless strong man holding an iron rod looked up to the sky and shouted. He opened his magic weapon, used his life as a guide, rushed towards the golden thorn tree, and revived the thorn tree's vitality. Haha, the grey fog in this universe is no longer increasing. The world-honored one succeeded. He succeeded in mending the sky with his body. Ha ha ha, his tree cannot be destroyed. There was an unparalleled emperor laughing, but tears were pouring out. He threw his spear, like a comet across the night. Crack my divine mace and burn my life and soul. I can't go with the world-honored one, so I will burn here. The magic mace shattered, and the peerless hero burned the last flame, illuminating the grey night sky. Many peerless magic weapons were disintegrated and burned. In the end, all the essence of the principles were absorbed by the strange tree of thorns, and those magic weapons were scattered, and the supreme materials were scattered into a piece of eternal white sand. World-honored one, can he still come back? At the end of their lives, they were asking questions towards the end of the universe. We try our best to keep the molten gold tree alive, so that we can leave a cause and effect for the world-honored one in this world. Maybe someone can make the world-honored one appear through it. Emperor Xuanhuan is looking for that person. If that person can come back and calm down the final source, it will definitely be possible. A strong man spoke firmly and said, I really hope I can go back to the past, eat meat and drink alcohol with the world-honored one and others. Ha ha, ha ha. Xuanhuan, we must bring the world-honored one back. We must bring the world-honored one back. That cry shook the entire universe and was the last cry. The light and shadow of time finally ended. The white sand is vast and the tombs are lonely. The divine weapon serves as a monument, depicting the last hope. Zhan ancestor Chang Kong, wait for the return of the world-honored one. The Red Emperor's divine spear, wait for the return of the world-honored one. The Blue Emperor's trump card, wait for the return of the world-honored one. The people who used to be have completely disappeared. They set up the divine weapons here, placing their hopes for the future, and let these tombstones wait for them. Wait. World-honored one. At this moment, in front of the sand dunes, Wu Dade burst into tears for no reason. The big black dog raised its paw, scratched the tears on the dog's nose, and said, Woof, I brought him back. Wu Dade also stepped forward step by step. He stretched out his hand and gently touched the remaining magic weapons. The divine weapon had been petrified, apparently eroded by the strange grey mist. As he touched it, wisps of grey mist drifted away, and the divine weapon shattered into pieces. Endless years have passed, and the divine weapons have also withered. I'm back. He spoke in a low voice. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 510. I'm back. Wu Dade murmured in a low voice, feeling sad in his heart as he looked at the shattered magic weapon. Is that my previous life? He fought fiercely and used his body to mend the leaks in the sky. It turns out that I, Wu Dade, also fought for this world. It's a pity that when I came back, you all disappeared. I want you to come back, I really do. At this moment, Wu Dade felt sad. He took out pieces of dragon meat and placed them in front of the sand dunes. Brothers, I'm back. Eat meat, drink wine, eat. He is paying homage. Use dragon meat to pay homage to these departed old friends. He couldn't remember the past in those years. When he was picked up from the long river of cause and effect in the underworld, he had forgotten everything. This is a new life. However, that feeling is not unfamiliar. It seems like it has always been like this. It was hidden deep in his heart and would never be forgotten. Behind him, Qing Chen looked at the scene in a daze. Because, when he reflected on the long river of time, he seemed to see somewhere in that time and space, a monk bleeding into the sky. Inexplicably familiar. Who are you? Lu Kaling was already shocked. Just for a moment, she actually fell into feellessness. Insensible means that all perceptions are blocked. Can't see, hear, speak, smell. This is one of the innate magical powers of the six-eared macaque clan. The six-eared macaque clan listens to the sounds of the three realms, but some shocking secrets involve extremely terrifying levels, and hearing them will cause great disaster. At this time, her innate magical power will be triggered, causing her to fall into feellessness and save herself. Ever since she was born, she had never felt feelingless. She even thought that it was just a legend. Today, it actually happened. The two people and the dog in front of me have a shocking secret. And at this moment, behind them, a group of people finally walked out of the thorny jungle with difficulty. They are from the Dragon Demon clan and the Six-Eared Macaque clan. Along the way, they lost countless lives. Those who have survived to this point are all true elites and masters. Only a few hundred people remained. The third child can actually find a way out, he is so awesome. Long Peinyun couldn't help but sigh. They followed, and there were still dangers along the way. People died one after another. Long Panfan was able to carve a way out in the forest of thorns. That's amazing. The third child has achieved immortality and will become the strongest of our clan. Long Pantian opened his mouth. Huh? These white sands are so magical, as hard as divine gold. Someone spoke, amazed by the white sand under their feet. There must be a valuable treasure ahead. Walk. This place must contain great opportunities. Everyone immediately moved forward quickly. No, why is there someone in front? At this time, someone exclaimed. Everyone looked forward and saw two men and one woman in front of them, and a dog. Suddenly, everyone was shocked and unexpected. When Ao Xuanhuan saw this scene, he broke into a cold sweat. It's over. Why did this damn encounter make him feel familiar? He subconsciously wanted to retreat. Lu Kaling? How could it be them? Why did they come here? Aren't they blocked by the demon refining lake? Even if they can cross the demon refining lake, they can't get here. For a time, everyone was talking about it. Long Pantian was shocked and angry, and said, You, how dare you enter our clan's important territory? Damn it, I wanted to wait until I got out before killing you, but now you are seeking death, don't blame us. Everyone gathered around him, filled with murderous intent for a moment. Kaling, how did you get in? Lu Ziuozai spoke coldly and said. Hurry up and come to me, otherwise the fight will start later and someone accidentally kills you. I will not be responsible. He threatened. Lu Kaling looked at him indifferently and said, You can try killing by mistake. She has no fear. No. You are here, where is the third child? Where is my brother? At this time, Long Peinyun suddenly thought of something, and his nose twitched, and he seemed to smell something. He turned his head subconsciously and landed in front. But I saw a fat man in front of a sand dune, holding several large pieces of dragon meat, as if he was offering a memorial to something. Seeing this scene, Long Peinyun was dumbfounded. He stared at the meat in the fat man's hands. That meat. Everyone also felt something was wrong and looked over. That meat appeared in everyone's sight. Third brother. Long Peinyun was so angry that he roared. Damn fat man, you, what did you do to my third brother? He was furious. Because, the meat, was clearly the smell of his third brother Long Panfan. That's Long Panfan's meat. At this moment, Wu Dade was still immersed in that sad mood and had not recovered. Donors, why are you so angry? At this time, Qing Chen sighed slightly and said. The young monk is compassionate. I saw that old dragon was seriously injured on the road. I couldn't bear it, so I had to use the 5 Zhang temple to save it. Well, no need to thank you. Hearing this, Long Peinyun and others' eyes widened. What? Use the 5 internal organs temple? Transcend it? This means Long Panfan was eaten? What did you say? Long Pantian was so angry that he jumped to his feet. Nonsense, my third brother clearly survived the divine fire and became an immortal demon body. Long Pantian spoke angrily. No matter what, he could not believe that his third brother, the hope of their lineage, would be eaten by others. Burn yourself with divine fire. Qing Chen was confused for a moment and said. Oh, yes, we ate it on the barbecue, but unfortunately it was a little burnt. Fortunately, cumin was sprinkled on it. This group of monsters are quite literary and artistic. They refer to barbecue as divine fire to burn the body. They are cultural monsters. As he spoke, a smile appeared on his face, as if he was reminiscing, and said. It smells so good. Hearing these words, everyone in the Dragon Demon clan exploded. Damn it, let me tell you, why does it feel like someone started a fire with those ashes? It turns out that the third patriarch really had someone roast them. Those dragon scales were not removed by the 3 ancestors, but were skinned by others. Beasts, these beasts actually ate the 3 ancestors, and they said it was delicious. Damn it! Everyone was extremely angry at this moment. I will destroy you. Long Peinyun was immediately furious. They were ready to take action. Huh? No. At this time, Lu Zhuo's eye suddenly looked towards Wu Dade. He saw Wu Dade walking towards the center of the group of sand dune graves, where a strange tree as tall as a person grew. The tree seemed to be petrified, and its whole body was covered with long thorns. At a glance, it looked like a huge mace standing tall. That's a treasure. Lu Zhuo's eyes shone brightly. He did not hesitate and suddenly shouted. That belongs to us. He turned into a stream of light and rushed towards the thorny tree. What is that? The treasure hidden here. Everyone in the Dragon Demon clan was also anxious. Get the valuable treasure first, and take revenge later. Long Pantian also shouted loudly. Although Long Peinyun was unwilling to give up, he also knew that the important treasure here was of great importance and must be taken first. They immediately rushed towards the mace-like tree of thorns. The prophet who guessed the mace came to claim the prize. Reward, Wu Dade's ass. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 511. A tree of thorns grows among many graves. From a distance, it looks like a standing mace. The petrified torso is covered with long thorns, each one as thick as a baby's forearm. Wu Dade walked towards the thorn tree step by step, with a hint of complexity in his eyes. This thing is my treasure? Something's wrong. It just looked like it made him feel a little numb. The rare plants in the yard are either sacred grass or sacred trees, and they can all bear fruit, and eating them has great benefits. This, of mine is like a mace. However, he had just approached, and a huge wave of divine power was already coming from behind him. Lu Xiaozai of the Luered Macaque clan took action, and he swatted Wu Dade with his big hand. Wu Dade's expression changed and he quickly dodged. Bang! The big hand hit the hard white sand, causing the white sand to fly. Wu Dade flew out upside down and hit a sand dune hard, spitting out a mouthful of blood. Damn monkey, you are looking for death! Wu Dade roared. But at this time, Lu Xiaozai had already fallen in front of the mace-like tree of thorns. Unparalleled enthusiasm flashed in his eyes. A natural divine thorn that swallows all metals in the world, could this be the legendary divine tree? Molten gold tree. He remembered many legends. It is recorded in ancient books that certain trees grow between heaven and earth, which are extremely magical and can swallow the world's divine gold to grow, making them immortal and immortal. That kind of tree itself is a kind of peerless magic weapon. The tree in front of me grows in this impenetrable white sand. It is definitely the legendary sacred tree. Moreover, golden divine light lingers on the surface of the entire tree, which is obviously a divine object. A peerless artifact. This, if you can get it, it may not be weaker than the iron rod of the one at the foot of Five Elements Mountain. He stretched out his greedy hand and was about to grab the tree in his hands. Lu Xiaozai, stop! This belongs to us. Long Peinyun and Long Pantian shouted and shot at Lu Xiaozai. But they were a step too slow after all. Lu Xiaozai had already grasped the root of the tree. That is this moment. Suddenly, the light golden light on the surface of the sacred tree suddenly disappeared. The sacred tree suddenly changed, revealing its grey body. It looked like it was carved from stone and had been corroded by time and water vapor. It was covered with strange stone spots all over its body. At this moment, the strange grey mist of Kuang leopard swept out crazily. The grey mist condensed into a big hand and grabbed Lu Xiaozai's hand. Lu Xiaozai's hand suddenly turned to stone, and his eyes were extremely frightened. Ah! With this exclamation, his whole body turned into a stone sculpture. Bang! Lu Xiaozai hit the ground and completely lost his life, even his soul no longer existed. What? What it is? Long Peinyun and Long Pantian's expressions changed drastically, and they were extremely frightened. Everyone was shocked. You must know that Lu Xiaozai is a powerful demon lord, from the Six-Eared Macaque clan, a peerless demon clan. He actually had no power to resist before this strange grey mist. Death if touched? Kill this thing before it takes shape. Sacrifice the ancestral weapon. Long Pantian and Long Peinyun shouted. Many powerful men from the Dragon Demon clan rushed to kill them. But the hand of grey mist that only destroyed Lu Xiaozai was just a slight lift. Dozens of real demons and celestial demons turned into stone statues in the air at this moment. Then it fell to the ground, smashed into pieces, and turned into dust. Die! Long Pantian sacrificed a terrifying demon weapon, which was a huge pair of demon scissors, which seemed to cut through the strange grey mist. But the demon shear had just come into contact with the mist, and it instantly turned into stone, decayed, and dissipated. What the hell is this? Long Pantian trembled. At this moment, he was extremely frightened. No. Could it be that this is something from the legend of the Age of Disaster? Long Peinyun was even more horrified. He kept backing away, dripping with cold sweat, and said, "The great destruction, the great death, the great doomsday, haven't they disappeared into the fog of history? Why are they reappearing today? What exactly did we release?" There was trembling in his words. Even the big black dog glared at this moment and said, "Wow, you're done, you've got too much fun." The gold melting ancestral tree was so cruel back then that it melted all the weird grey mist into its body. This part was not melted by it. Damn it, if the inventory of Eternal Era is released, the entire world will be destroyed. I haven't gotten my Deo fruit back yet, I can't play with this thing now. Its dog eyes flashed, and it almost wanted to run away. Under everyone's attention, a thick grey mist surged out of the thorny stone tree. The grey mist gradually condensed and slowly transformed into a human shape. He is exactly the same as Lu Ziuozai who died just now. However, there is no trace of human emotion. Cold and strange. As this monster creature appeared, behind it, it was like a vast ocean of grey mist appeared, filling the entire starry sky. In this world, all the principles of Tao suddenly disappeared, and everyone even felt that the white sand under their feet had disappeared. The grey fog appeared, and the world seemed to fall into a great void. Nothing should exist. Nothingness and death are the final destination. This grey mist spirit seems to represent the most eternal death. This kind of energy seems to transcend everything in the world, traveling through the entire Defa star realm and spreading to the vast star field. In the cold cosmic space, countless sources of darkness, gods of light, etc. suddenly disappeared at this moment, and the entire starry sky seemed to disappear from the world of the sun. At this moment, the endless people trembled, and the entire starry sky fell into a doomsday state. No. What's going on? Why do I feel the great sorrow of the people? Is the whole world going to disappear? In the center of the eternal world of a certain star wheel, there was a strong man trembling with fear on his face, looking towards the sky but with nowhere to go. What's going on? What happened in this corner of the star field? Somewhere in the void, a peerless God Lord who was in retreat suddenly woke up. He was shocked to find that his entire body seemed to be disappearing. What's going on? All the principles in heaven and earth have disappeared. How could it be so? Could it be that the great destruction described in ancient records is coming to this life? Where does this energy come from? No, report it to the divine realm quickly, report it to the divine realm quickly, a big disaster will happen. Disaster, great disaster. The entire universe is trembling, and a large star field is crawling. This aura suddenly spread throughout the realms. Endless sky. A vast sky, set off by the auspicious aura, the kingdom of God is numerous and vast. This is the realm of God. And in the clouds of this vast divine realm, there are thousands of heavenly palaces. The 33rd heaven is above the divine realm. The endless giants in the world are all sitting on the 33rd heaven. At this moment, in a certain giant palace, an indescribably terrifying existence that seemed to have been sitting there for endless epochs. At this moment, a pair of old eyes slowly opened, as if the whole world was trembling because of the opening of the eyes at this moment, and the tens of thousands of divine clouds collapsed. The shocking energy came from the 49th star field. Could it be that the mist of disaster in the ancient legend has reappeared in the lower world? This existence is so powerful that it is impossible to imagine what kind of existence it is. He murmured, the misfortune of the lower world disturbs my heart. I will guard this sky and reflect the sky to find the source of this disaster. He shouted loudly. In an instant. Under the divine realm, on the star realm of 10,000 realms. Suddenly, a pair of huge eyeballs, like two scorching suns, scanned the realms. These eyes are looking for the source of the world-destroying energy. Endless galaxies, star wheels, eternal realms, etc. At this moment, a pair of eyeballs appeared in every small world. The huge eyeball reflects the heavens and manifests itself in all worlds. Is that, the gaze from the divine realm? Reflecting the heavens, manifesting all realms, this is a peerless figure in the 33rd heaven. Great, God's realm pays attention, and all disasters can be quelled. All the people in the world were excited. The corner of the star field where the Degzu star wheel is located. A peerless divine master, seeing the manifested eyeballs, suddenly knelt down and bowed to the ground. Is it his old man? Reflecting the heavens and manifesting all realms, his old man will surely suppress everything. The Lord God was extremely excited. Great fortune, star realm. The brilliance of the sun has been completely covered up. In the sky, the two eyeballs are like two huge stars, glancing at everything in the world. And at this moment, hundreds of thousands of mountains, a secret place of white sand. The vast grey fog continues to fill the air, seeming to swallow up this world. A strange spirit exactly like Lu Ziuozai walked out step by step, representing death and nothingness. The strange spirit raised its eyes and glanced at the two huge eyeballs on the sky. In an instant, those star-dazzling eyeballs seemed unable to bear this glance. Boom! The eyeballs were formed by the Dao, and they opened directly at this moment, like fireworks from the Dao. This is just the beginning. This explosion has filled the entire universe. Boom 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 boom. From the star realm to the star wheel, from the star wheel to the galaxy. The eyeballs that made millions of star realms admire and tremble, the pupils that reflected the heavens, all exploded at this moment. In the endless divine realm, in the heavenly palace. A giant that was too terrifying to describe suddenly let out a muffled groan. His terrifying eyes closed suddenly, and he felt a sting in his eyes. No. You can actually destroy my eyes that reflect the heavens. He frowned. The disaster in the lower world was beyond his imagination. The mist of disaster that appears this time is unimaginable. He murmured, and suddenly a divine light bloomed in his eyes, and his chi seemed to be able to penetrate the divine realm. The more powerful the mist of disaster appears, the more likely it is that what I am looking for will appear, the world-honored one and the ancestral elixir recorded in the top secret book. Is it really possible that it will appear in the 49th star field? It seems that it is correct to set up the secret formation in that area. He murmured, with a touch of greed and fanaticism in his eyes. As long as I can find the burial sites of those world-honored ones, I will dominate the underworld.